So, how long before you could get the snake up?
I have to feed him and then wait 2 days.
Wait 2 days after you feed him? Why do you have to wait so long?
Because you're feeding him a large meal, so you can
think
imagine
he'd
being.
Is there like a handbook on Google for snake
pet
like,
keeping.
yeah, snake pet keeping?
Just for snake.
Like you have to wait 36 hours until you touch the snake.
You mustn't look him in the eye after feeding him.
If you feed them more often, they grow faster. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
If
to
he
a
steps
degree,
else,
but they
it's
can
told
also
you
get
it's-
chunky too.
It's gonna kill you.
Like there's a certain amount you can feed them without compromising their health. I don't have my glasses on.
What is that?
Oh, nice. What kind of python you have?
Oh, no.
What do you feed
You
it?
got a reticulated python? That'd be crazy.
You feed it mice?
Right.
Oh, it's a ball python. That's like mine.
We have two.
Oh,
One's
nice.
a baby and then one's
I want a snake. What anaconda?
You are a snake.
You can get an anaconda.
Slithering snake in the grass.
Maybe.
Get a
It
fucking
depends on
lawnmower.
how high the grass is. I like shade. I don't want to be toasted out in the sun. So,
I thought snakes like sitting in the sun.
but I'm not that kind of snake.
Yeah, Australia.
Oh.
Like a fucking
Where they're used to like 200-degree weather.
Are there snakes in the snow? Are
Dude,
there
that'd be
snow
scary
snakes?
as hell.
Snow snakes, they're white.
Really?
They just hang
They're
out
for real?
on trees and they
That's
oh,
scary as hell if that's true.
A white
They're
python.
gonna make you climb up trees now, dude.
Hell no.
Yeah. That's gonna be funny as hell.
Nah, I'd cry
You'd
about
think like a snake would be like at its most docile right after it ate.
Yeah, but it will upset them because they just consumed a large meal. It actually takes a lot out of them.
Yeah, they gotta sit there and digest the whole animal because they eat it in one bite.
They have to
depending on the snake, yeah.
they have to unhinge their
seen a
jaws
snake eat
literally
a
so
kid.
you can
Yeah,
see them
too.
It's
like
crazy.
I saw
moving
a
the
video
jaw
on
back and
YouTube.
forth and unhooking it from because there's like a little latch
There was a
kind of hook
people who had
mechanism
an
in their jaw.
anaconda in there.
And then whenever they're
House
finished
for a
eating,
pet,
it takes them a while
ate
to
the baby.
actually get that back
Ate
in
the baby.
I have one.
as well as their
That's
just tax from the effort of eating the animal.
Yeah.
So you could handle them, but it just wouldn't be good for them.
Yeah,
I got you.
it'd be putting too much unnecessary stress.
I got you.
Pretty much.
Oh, fuck
So you
yeah.
just give them a little time to rest afterwards, and then they're pretty
I've never
chill,
been so
especially ball
excited.
pythons.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I think of snakes, David, I actually, like, the first thing I remember is when you caught that praying mantis.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that thing was a fucking
Praying.
certified badass,
that
alright?
was a monster.
Praying?
He
That
was a
praying
killer.
Praying? Damn it, I
Is it a praying man?
I said prying.
It's a praying
mantis.
mantis.
Praying mantis.
That's even scarier.
Rise.
Why are they called praying?
Pries into your
Because they look
affairs.
Because they look like they're praying.
I can't do that.
I've never seen, I'd love to see someone actually pray like that. Just like,
Oh, God.
Allah,
Please forgive me for the
There's a sect of martial arts that's praying mantis kung fu,
That makes sense.
and they literally stand like this.
Why not?
This one.
Did you hear Apple's coming out with a car?
What?
Yeah, you did. Apple,
iCar?
like iPhone, it's an iCar. I don't think it's called iCar, but they're coming out with a car, yeah.
Well, it's a matter of time until Amazon
yeah,
does
we're
the same.
done.
I feel like Amazon would
Gracias.
have already been so mobile, they would have drones getting their packages.
They do.
They do.
They have drones that
Be more
deliver
wide.
Yeah, but like only drones, like robot shit.
Like it flies
Like
in.
no Amazon trucks that people
No.
drive.
No.
It's like an only
Yeah, if you live close enough to an Amazon plant,
close
they'll drone
enough.
it.
They're not worldwide yet. They haven't made it. eBay's still up now.
Well, Elon Musk is already putting up all those spaceships.
In
Or
the car, I
satellites.
do. In the truck.
Said David
If you
with
wanna-
migraines. You know he's got
If
it.
you want to run outside to the truck, it's right out back. It'll be in. Actually, I don't know where it's at. I gotta look for it. But
You're like, no, no.
The
No,
Jason's
no,
like,
no,
no.
I mean, I was gonna go out. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you're just making it easier, man.
Go rummage. Good luck getting out of the door. It's a puzzle.
Skinny man, like
fold
feet
my
anywhere.
chewing?
Damn, David had no
I
struggle getting out of there.
It's like
throwing a Tic Tac in the
God damn
hallway.
you, big-footed ass motherfucker.
I need to get
It's like
more
throwing a
hands.
sandwich out the window.
For real, though.
It's like throwing David off the roof.
What?
He would fly.
Who's flying?
We're gonna throw David off the roof.
Fuck yeah.
You
What
came
did
in
you say?
way late.
It's like throwing a Tic Tac in a hallway.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna
Fuck
say
it.
an atom.
Throwing a sandwich out the window.
I would find it.
Because your ass was so fucking stoned, you'd be looking
I
for
was talking
anything
about
to
the Tic
eat.
Tac.
Yeah, I know, because your ass was focused on the food.
That just tastes good.
They have a little thing on top of it. Just put it upside down and then open it, and then there's 2 Tic Tacs.
Like, Logan, I don't know if I ever asked you this. Do you have any
That's
ghost
awesome.
stories?
Instead of
Do
shaking.
you have any ghost stories?
Ghost stories.
Like anything you'd like think
Oh,
of
like,
supernatural?
For real? Like,
Yeah.
ghost stories?
Anything that's happened to you?
And when we were younger, it was a lot worse, I think. Jason can help with this, but he's
I've
distracted.
been possessed at one point.
There you go. There you go. I ain't got nothing on that. He wins. So.
I want to hear your
End of
story.
You
conversation.
never heard that story?
I know your story. That's what I was asking
I thought I
Logan.
told you.
The worst, I think, right now,
Is in our house.
our house is pretty crazy. So, fuck, man.
David's the ghost.
Talking about ghost
There's the ghost now, just in a chair. No, it's pretty crazy because, especially when I'm in my room, it like loves the corner of my closet, like above it. It's in the attic.
So you think
Chills.
you got like an entity in your house?
Pretty sure, yeah.
At least 2 of them.
Yeah,
One in the
they
basement.
turned off their lights like super randomly, and
They'll start like, oh, all right. So when Whitney ended up having her fucking like Christmas tree lights and everything hanging up in the bathroom, it is all fine. Next thing you know, as soon as I went in there, it started fucking flickering, and then as soon as you take it out of there, plug it up, it wouldn't do anything. So we tried a different outlet out of the bathroom. It's the same one that we had it plugged up with. Started doing it again, and then the regular light started seizing the fuck out, and then it would stop. And whenever something would happen, like something bad would go down between Whitney and I, it would start doing it again.
there's a mattress up in the attic too.
Yeah, where someone could sleep.
Do you think it could be like your own power, like subconsciously doing it, or do you think it's something external?
I think it could be either way. I think the mind is so complex that it could probably be either way.
Either way,
Yeah.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
It almost doesn't matter
yeah. I think it's different for everybody.
whether the ghosts are like external or inside your head. Like, yeah, that doesn't mean they're any less
I'm not
real.
gonna lie. After I watched The Conjuring, I was pretty scared. So that definitely probably put like I started seeing shit, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Shut up.
But I think that could have been my mind too, because I was so focused on it, and I was just like waiting for something to happen. But yeah, no, I do. I think it could go either way. Honestly, it just depends on the person. I feel like,
Yeah,
especially if they've had an experience. If they haven't had an experience, then I think it's more mindset. But if they have an experience, obviously that's pretty,
yeah.
pretty, real to them.
In magic, like specifically witchcraft, there's what's called like the left-hand path and the right-hand path, and one is like all about like your own mastery over the universe, and the other one is about like you draw your power from a higher source.
Have you?
Yeah, see,
There's
And either way, it's like it doesn't matter what.
it doesn't.
you believe.
Yeah,
Have you ever watched Ancient Civilizations?
Dude, we've been talking about that actually.
It's a good ass shot.
it's pretty.
Like I'm
Oh,
like
the
5 or
show?
6 episodes in right now.
I don't know if I've seen the show.
It's good.
We
as
watched
fuck.
one, and it was really good. Then we
It's
started the
deep.
second one, and then we had a super
What's it
high
on?
conversation,
Huh?
and we just never watched it.
What's it on?
I think it's
That's what
National Geographic.
You
or
guys
some
are
shit.
having like a
But
2
either that or you
hours
can
now.
download an app
It's
called
History
GAIA,
Channel.
GAIA, and it has it all for free on there. It goes into like biblical shit.
Gaia?
Like, huh?
You talking about Gaia? G-A.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
always
yeah.
for
It's on
GAIA.
the History
Oh.
Channel.
Huh?
So I think it's on the History Channel.
Yeah,
That's what they have ancient aliens on there as well.
I like
Right,
watching
yeah.
Ghost Hunters and shit. That's a lot of fun.
dude, you know what's even better when you do it in person.
I know you're gonna like people are gonna probably freak out. I still haven't seen American Horror Story. Never even said really. Okay, maybe it's not
It's not that bad.
Like I like said that to one person and they're like, no,
Oh my god, you gotta go watch it.
What?
you have to watch it
Oh
right
my
now.
god.
What?
That's
American
what
Horror
everyone
Story.
would sound like too. They just get
American
that
Horror
voice,
Story?
too.
Yeah,
That show, man.
I've never watched
It's-
it. I heard one season was really bad, and then I heard the other.
Honestly,
one was
Asylum.
Honestly,
wasn't
it's
it?
all kind of really bad. Like the writing's never been good, but it is entertaining. Like
Nice.
I've enjoyed watching it during some seasons, but like it's all kind of. Don't expect anything too amazing out of
It's
it.
not bad. It's alright. Asylum was.
I like scary. Like I said, I'm starting to get into scary movies now, especially because I really didn't watch them when I was younger. Now I'm like just watching anything I can possibly watch. That's scary. The Conjuring was Silent Hill was my
Dude,
first one.
Okay, no.
That one was pretty crazy.
The
Not gonna
two
lie.
you got to see are The Shining
Okay, old school, yeah.
And Hereditary.
I've heard Hereditary is
Didn't
not
we
good.
watch? Didn't we watch that Me, You, and Bree?
We probably watched it.
Because I know we went on a huge horror movie.
Never mind. I lied. Pet Sematary is what I've heard is trash.
Hereditary is something else. It really freaked me out when I saw it. Usually, like, I've seen all the, like, Conjurings, all the Insidious, all that.
Yeah.
But this one got me. Like, it was...
Is that the one with that psycho-ass grandmother bitch or whatever?
Oh, no. That's The Taking of Deborah Loman. That one's also
yeah.
pretty fucked up.
That one's...
The Taking of what?
Deborah Loman.
I'm gonna have to watch this now.
Oh, it's so weird.
It's a possessed old lady, and it's fucked.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I liked Annabelle and shit like that. That was good too. It's kind of, and it was, I think it's a true story or based on a true story, right? So I like that stuff like that because it makes it real. Like it makes it
Yeah.
actual. So that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Whereas like stupid Jason shit and Freddy Krueger and all that, it's just like this is dumb.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
The first Freddy Krueger had some pretty good special effects and visuals for its time.
The 80 one, like the 1980s.
Yeah.
They showed me the newer one.
What is it?
It's like 2009, 2010. What? The Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, 2009.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was the first actual scary movie I watched.
Dad scared
His dad scared the hell out of me. So.
Fucking
But,
that one wasn't bad. I love the original Robert Englund ones though. He played it classic. He kept it like he had that horror vibe to him. He come across as a fucking creep, but like he also had that humorous side, so it also kept it interesting. But the newer one took on as a more serious note. Like
Which one?
The newest Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
I thought it was decent. It wasn't my favorite, but like it's something to watch.
one movie I didn't really care for was Texas Chainsaw.
Mm.
I didn't really care for that one.
I love the Saw movies.
I never seen any of them.
What this one?
I've seen the first Saw movie and the latest Saw movie.
Really?
That's it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Still haven't seen it. I just kind of watched the Paranormal Activities. They were okay. They were.
Yeah, all of those are pretty mediocre, and Saw's
they
pretty
weren't very
mediocre
great.
too.
You could just tell. You could probably see a microphone.
Have you seen Shutter
See the
Island?
bone.
Yes, I love Shutter Island.
That's probably
I don't know.
That's one of my
I'd say-
favorite movies.
I was about to say, I don't know if I count that as a horror movie.
Yeah, I don't count that, but that is still a great movie.
What is it?
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Shutter Island.
fucking fantastic. Like in the whole, especially when I first watched it, the plot was insane. Especially when it flipped it at the end, I was like, okay, I love this movie even more now.
Yeah.
It's just fun to watch. It's a very good movie, and it's crazy. It goes so deep in the mind and how he flipped it all around just because he felt guilty. That's insane. He made himself out to be a good guy.
Amazing what the human psyche is capable of.
It is. It's
No.
insane.
A great movie though with Leonardo DiCaprio. Inception.
I never forget it with that.
That was a fucking amazing.
That movie gets on my nerves. I like it too, but
I know there's like 10,000 possible endings or some stupid shit like that.
really,
Inception, isn't that? Is that the movie?
What?
Inception. You get like something different every time you watch it, where it's like
Oh, it takes a lot of watching to catch on to everything
to
for
figure
sure.
everything out. Yeah.
The biggest part at the end that everyone's concerned about is when he ends up walking off and spinning the bottle top, whether he kept spinning or not. That
It
was
did start to topple.
huh?
It started to topple.
Oh yeah, they're in the real world for sure, but there's one talking about like how his dream state like was his happy place and everything with his wife and all that.
Mhm.
They said since he was happy, since he was truly happy again after that, or some shit. It's been a minute since I watched it, but anyways,
He could have confabulated a perfectly spinning, or a one that would topple over rather than perfectly spin.
there's some shit I was reading on it because I usually got alerts on my old phone and it'd be like stories and like since Tenet's coming out they're saying something about that possibly related to Inception. I think that's the movie they're talking about anyways, but so it like talking about like behind the scenes what fucking Michael Caine was talking about, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ellen Page, what their thoughts on it was and how Christopher Nolan wouldn't tell them shit about it that much. So they had to really dive into the character and everything. But back to what I was saying, I get alerts and I always had some shit it's talking about, like whether it's conspiracy theories and all that shit on it. It was really interesting. I suggest if you ever get a chance to look into that movie as deep as it is, it's pretty wild.
have you seen The Shining?
Yeah, the one with Jack Nicholson?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's like
I feel like it's
That
old,
movie
though.
fucked with a lot of people.
That-
I feel like it's old,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's gonna be good. But
Dude,
maybe
it's-
it will.
oh my
It's
God,
more
it's so
it has
good.
great cinematography.
Yeah,
it's
it's
timeless.
Oh, what you talking about? Are you talking about The
Shining.
Shining? Okay. Yeah. It was. I love Jack Nicholson, anyways. I think he can pull off the total serial killer vibe. Like he's
Yeah.
just very. It's his vibe.
He's insane.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a good segue, but I think The Shining's real. Like the principle behind it, like basically the idea is that you have, like, you ever meet someone and then like you just click immediately. There's something in their eye contact, like you just something about that you just
Yeah.
gets you,
Mhm.
and that can happen with objects and places. It primarily happens with people,
Mhm.
but whenever you can see, it's not a real, literal shining like they're glowing, but they pop out among other people, like
Right.
they stand out in the crowd.
Oh, not big enough.
That's the shining, and it's like they take it really far because they talk about like if people both have like a really strong shining, it's something everyone has, but like some people have it more strongly than others. And if it's something that like two people really have it strongly, they can like sort of communicate telepathically,
Right.
and like it doesn't really like they just can like look at each other and like have a complete conversation.
I want to watch that movie again at some point.
It's really good.
I'm sure. And last time I remember watching is probably back in like 2012, 2013, and Brie was over actually, and she started dying because it was right before the meeting when she had to go, and the red rum part came up and approaches his mom and shit. So it's like she's walking in my house, asking me a question, just hears bad around, bad, and I'm hearing it get louder. She's just laughing.
That's
her fucking
funny
ass
because
off.
when I watched it with her, she said she knew she'd seen it before, but she'd blocked a lot of it from her memory because of the stuff that happens to the kid, like hit too close to home.
Mhm.
So like she just like blocked all of it out, and she's like, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, I was the one that showed that movie because that's when we had HBO and shit on DirecTV.
Yeah,
I feel like a glorified badass. You know what? That's also nice when I have to wait till 1 o'clock just to watch some fucking soft porn or some shit when Dad's at work. HBO was the shit.
yeah.
Their specials were pretty.
Your ass was Fuse TV.
Oh, jeez, don't get me started.
Nicki Minaj.
Bringing out the woodwork.
Well, actually, that's an interesting question. When like you guys were kids, who was like your celebrity crush? Like who?
Oh man.
I know his for a while is Taylor Swift.
Mm.
Yeah, you did.
That's
Don't
so
deny
basic.
it.
I don't remember that.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
That's when you
So-
used to have CMT playing
that's
all,
so
all the
vanilla.
fucking
I
time.
don't remember that. It makes sense though, because I am big into blondes for some reason. Like that's like the type of girl I like get attracted to. So I don't know.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki
He
Minaj.
always talked about
I
her
do
ass.
think like, yeah, but now it's kind of like it's probably fake.
You know, it's really random, but like for me, it was Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys is very
she's
pretty.
and
She's-
she can sing.
she's
her
very
ass
attractive.
off.
Now, the one that I was always big on, and you can ask him, was Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000.
I think she is.
Carter.
She's fine.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, Hunger Games.
Oh,
Yeah. Now,
I
you
love
want
how
to talk
have to
about
say
the
a
best?
movie to understand who this is.
You want to talk about the best
Hunger
ever,
Games.
though? I would definitely say a nice Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Hey, he plays the full.
Her proposal. Man.
He's a funny dude. I swear to God, he cracks me up.
Oh, Gosling. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Gosling.
Oh, shit.
What do you want?
Oh, I don't know.
In the Notebook?
Yeah, it was in the Notebook.
It's such
That's
a
a
hard
good movie.
movie.
Yeah.
I actually like that movie.
Carter, who's your?
I had a thing for Joanna Garcia.
Who's that?
Her name sounds familiar.
That sounds really familiar.
She's on the show Reba.
Which one off the Reba?
I used to watch those. I forgot.
The
The daughter?
Yeah.
The one that dated Van?
Yeah.
We're just watching Shameless with Van in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was on How I Met Your Mother. She was the window girl.
Really?
Yeah, she's like on one episode.
I still don't know who you're talking about.
Interesting.
David.
Have you ever seen Reba? Joanna Garcia.
Oh, what's her name?
She's cute.
When I was younger, I found Emma Watson
not
really
anymore.
attractive.
Oh, yeah.
Emma Watson.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw her in Beauty
I
and the
mean, she's still
Beast.
really pretty.
Who's the girl off the vampire movies?
Kristen
Kristen
Stewart.
Yeah.
Stewart,
Yeah, she's pretty funny.
Emma Watson's
That's
like
just not my
too
type.
annoying to be
She
attractive.
cracks me.
I don't know much about her personality.
Who is it?
I just
Emma
watch from the
Watson.
movies.
Emma Watson,
She's
yeah.
cute. I'm not gonna lie.
I said
She's
Emma
adorable. No, Emma Watson.
No, just
Oh yeah, she's not bad.
Emma Stone.
Yeah,
Bella Thorne.
that wasn't mine. No.
She was never yours.
I
Logan.
think-
Debbie Ryan.
Hey,
She
Sweet
was
Life on
cute.
Deck, man.
She was cute.
You remember Zach's girlfriend Maya on there, like towards the end of the last season and shit?
Are we talking about Zach and Cody?
Yeah. Sweet Life on Deck when Zach finally got a girlfriend at fucking
She was
graduation.
cute.
You know who I'm talking about? Yeah. Miley Cyrus before she started smoking pot.
Oh, Miley Cyrus.
Hannah Montana days?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I remember
When
when
she was 16.
Yeah.
When she was underage?
Well, it makes sense. I was like 7 at the fucking
Yeah,
time.
fair enough.
Well, if we're gonna go there, I had a huge crush on Lava Girls.
Lava Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, it's had a huge
Back when
crush on
Taylor
her.
Lautner is still fit.
Doing backflips.
Have you seen Taylor Lautner now?
That
He's
was-
got major dad bod.
What?
Yes.
He doesn't have a six pack anymore? Oh.
Why would you
no.
get rid of that?
Yeah, like,
I mean, it's
Well,
upkeep.
he made the Grown Ups 2 movie. It's the only reason people watched it. Fuck Adam Sandler, man. Taylor Lautner doing 20 backflips in a minute segment.
Adam
The
Sandler.
big one I liked was Camila Cabello.
I just recently, like in my adult life, watched all the Twilight movies. I've never seen any of them.
I haven't either. I wasn't into him.
My favorite actress is Alexis Texas.
Nice. Mine's Riley Reid.
Alexis Texas. That's the one. That
Megan
became-
Rain.
Hell
Alexis
yeah.
Texas is the girl.
Lily
that got
Now,
married.
you're talking about
Alexis
stuff.
Adriana
Texas.
Chechik.
Lisa
Oh,
Ann when
she's-
she wasn't fake. Let's go.
Bella Danger.
Bella Danger. Hey, yeah.
Kimmy Granger.
Dylan Harper.
What? Oh, yeah. It's like, what? Which is
well,
really weird because she was a Disney kid.
Who? Who?
Dylan Harper.
Was she?
Yeah.
Someone showed me it's either deep fake or it's real. But on Pornhub, someone showed me that there's a Billie Eilish porn.
I'm pretty sure that's fake. But
Yeah.
It looks so real though.
It's
Where's
not.
my phone?
Okay, time to pull
Yeah,
up the
bust it
porn.
Time to pull
How old is she?
We're live and we're gonna watch
She's
porn.
on
Hell
there.
yeah! This is a new live to me.
I feel like we're on webcam type shit now. Alright.
When she came
Oh,
out, she was
what's
like
that?
16
She's old enough.
when she was big. I don't know how long it's been.
There's no
Remy LaCroix.
Crocs.
I found it on Pornhub.
LaCroix. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
It was the first thing that came up. Yeah.
That's not her.
Dude, you can tell the fucking
What do you
face
say?
is so edited.
You think?
You guys just watching porn
It looks
together
real
on
to
the
me.
podcast?
No, that's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
do. I just want to
yeah.
see if it's
Well,
art.
it's not actual porn. It's just a clip.
All right, what's
But
the
it
next?
shows you
What's
on
the next
screen.
step here?
That's not Billy.
Yeah, that's fake as fuck, right?
Yeah.
Look how bad they edited that.
Well, someone showed it to me and they were
No,
like,
it's not
"Look
the
how
full
real
video.
this
That's
is."
just like a little preview.
I guess.
That's not
Probably
Billy.
not even Billie Eilish. It's
No, you guys are like, "No, it's fake as fuck."
It's fake as fuck.
no. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
But,
she
I can't
told
say
me
it's fake.
personally.
As far as her, like with her body conscious,
She just
self,
recently
that
showed
she
what her
was-
body
I
looks
know.
like.
That's what I'm saying.
Have you seen her in a
I doubt it.
bikini?
No. I'm gonna guess you have.
George shakes his head. Oh,
Yeah,
No.
someone showed me a picture of her the other day in a bikini, and I was pretty shocked.
Pretty shocked.
Because she always wears super loose clothes.
Yeah,
She
that's
said
what-
she didn't want to be objectified for her body or anything. I was like, that's weird.
she said she wanted to be objectified and then made what's that song? Bad Guy.
Well, that was
Videos
that
just
was
all
a joke.
about-
That song was made as a joke, though.
What's it?
Yeah, shut
That's-
the fuck up.
that's
You
cool
don't
to
shut
say.
down.
That's cool to say when you're also flexing. You know what I mean?
I was kidding.
She's like, no, not you, her. Like this is a joke, but like when you're going that in on the joke.
Or like, This Is America. It's
Hey,
like,
that was-
you don't take it
that was
at
a lot
its
of
face
shit.
value. You
If a
have to
joke
think about
makes
it.
me millions of dollars,
I get
I'm
that
gonna
one.
go deep in that joke.
That's what she said.
I get that one. That one makes sense. Like, I get what
Ariana
you mean
Grande
about
or
that.
somebody else.
I don't know if I think that
Jade.
Billie Eilish is the same.
Jade.
Jade
Oh
was pretty
my
hot.
god, yes.
Jade was pretty hot in higher, yeah.
Victoria Justice
I forgot
back on
about
Zoe
Jade.
101.
Oh yeah, Lola.
The girl that played
Never had a thing for Zoe.
no, I did.
No. Jamie Lynn Spears. Britney Spears' little sister.
I had a thing for Britney
Nah.
Spears.
Hell no, not when
Before she
shaved
shaved.
her head.
After she shaved her head.
The
Shaving.
the Hit Me
You're
One
shaving
More
it,
Time
right?
song.
Huh?
Hit Me One More Time.
Britney
Oh, that
Spears.
song came out on PlayStation 2 on
Yeah.
some SingStar thing. Starring a music video.
Yeah.
That's when I developed a
I
crush
like
for
Christina
Britney Spears.
Aguilera back in the Dirty video.
Of course you do. Burlesque is where it's at.
She was very pretty. Yeah.
Did you guys see Gooba?
Gooba.
Are you talking about fucking like 6'9"?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I was actually listening to his live stream the other day.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
he
Are
was
you
like
dumb?
calling out
Stupid?
Meek.
Dumb?
I think it's Meek Mill and also
Are you
Snoop
dumb,
Dogg
stupid,
Oh.
or dumb?
for working
Huh?
with this lady who snitched on a bunch of shit, like agreed to wear a wire. It's like legal documentation showing that she agreed to it. And he's like, so you're going to call me out for ratting, yet you're working with rats. He's like, what kind of fucking sense does that make? I'm just like, well,
I think he had every reason to rat.
he was like, think about where was the loyalty when this
Yeah.
shit happened to me? So
Yeah.
why the fuck
They
do I?
fucked his baby mama. They kidnapped him, beat him.
I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I don't blame him for doing it, but at the same time, if you're up in there and you're trying to live that life, you need
I
to.
bet he's got
live
so
that
much
way.
security around him right now.
I mean, you can't
He's
be
on
loyal
house
to
arrest.
people
You
who
can't
aren't
leave.
loyal.
That's right, he is on house arrest.
And he broke the Instagram live record within like 30 minutes.
How many people were watching?
Oh, wow.
Where does the orgy start? Are we having an
And
orgy
he's
on
like,
the
I'm doing
stream?
this shit in my house. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Devin said, two kind of people in the world, people who like Britney Spears on some level and liars.
Hey, the If You See
True
Gaming
that.
video. If
Huh?
You See Gaming.
Said true that.
Fuck me.
Yeah. That's a good song,
What?
man. If You See Gaming.
Oh, jeez.
I've never heard it.
All the boys and all the girls are wanting If You See Gaming.
Do you know that old song, Superman by Eminem?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I'm an Eminem fanatic.
That had Sasha Grey in it, right?
You know
No,
what's
that's
funny is like,
Spacebound.
Oh, that's Spacebound.
I heard that song for the first time in a long time, and I was like, Eminem was like fucking edgy, like way back in the day. Like he was.
Oh, you should hear him back on like Bitter Phobia and shit back in like 1988.
Hmm.
He was all about the multiple syllable like fast rap and shit. He actually called out Kid Rock at a store where he was selling a CD and shit,
Your key
and he called him out to a rap battle. And Kid Rock was like, "I've heard your shit, and like you don't enunciate, you don't pronounce your words clearly. Work on that, and maybe you'll be able to start doing this shit one day." He called him out on it, so and I was like, what? So you know he's obviously, in my opinion, the best fucking ever to pick up a mic.
It like he's not my favorite, but it'd be hard to say he's not the best.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's funny is I just got started listening to Juice WRLD recently. Like
Hell
after,
yes.
I didn't know any of his
Shit, man.
stuff like
I love
before
Juice WRLD.
he died, but like I've been listening to him recently.
He's
He's got some
Eminem
good
loved
stuff.
him. He said he mastered.
Juice WRLD.
Oh, he did an hour
Monster.
freestyle at one point, and
I wanna get
yeah, he did an
Juice
hour-
WRLD tattoo.
freestyle over classic Eminem beats live.
Juice WRLD
Freestyle the whole fucking hour.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean it was like he mastered that freestyle and shit so fucking quick.
Lighter.
The lighter.
Alright.
Light tour.
Now I've showed you Lil Peep, haven't I?
Yeah.
Lil Peep.
Little
Switchblades.
Got boy click, oh shit, yeah. Lil Peep's my shit.
You know Freddie Dredd? I'll show you what I've been bumping after the. I can't play any music right now, but
That's fair.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Later.
Tell him. Sorry. I get a little emotional sometimes.
Everyone look at the camera. Fuck you.
Alright, for real. Who?
Nah, man, when
Mom,
I woke up,
fuck you.
I woke up, I was hanging at Frank's house, and then I saw that shit. And, like, it was like Juice WRLD died at a Chicago airport from,
What was it? He took some sort of medicine. Was it Perks?
I think it was he popped a lot of perks, and then he was also taking a little lean, I guess. But whatever the kid did. I forget what it was though. What did he have? Epilepsy? No.
Yeah, seizure.
Seizure. That's right. Yeah. And when I saw the dude, I mean, I was so mad because I was like, I haven't been to a concert still ever.
Same.
Like ever.
Hey, you want to go one next Saturday?
See what I can do.
I think it's free.
Is it the Fable Cry?
Mm-mm.
What is it?
It's my friend's band Wooden.
Wooden? What kind of music is it?
It's like Guar.
I can't say I do.
How do you describe Wooden?
Like, I'd say, I don't know. I'd put him in his own category.
It's kind of hard to explain.
Like, he creates his.
I mean, it's
style
metal
of
for
music.
sure.
Yeah, it's
Metal?
metal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I see over there like
Sometimes.
Fuck yeah. Alright. Hell yeah.
It gets lit.
No, no.
Wooden is lit.
I'll get
They definitely know how to get a crowd going.
Fuck yeah.
David was pig squealing when we were younger, and I always wanted to know how to do it. So I
David,
taught
give us a
myself.
pig squeal.
Do it, David.
Show us.
Just do it.
That's reserved only for special occasions.
Do it for the live.
Here's what we do.
If you don't do it, then I'm gonna do it.
Put
But
on
if you do it, then we'll both do it.
put on a beat. He's gonna pick squill over the beat. He's gonna do the same.
Yeah.
I got this. Put on a heavy metal beat. So
Those
Let's do this, David.
those type beats are
Big
royalty
squillet.
free, right? We wouldn't get in trouble for playing a type beat, would we?
They are royalty free.
Squill it up.
You wanna?
I've only got 2 squeals a year, Logan. I gotta say.
2 squills a year. Once for my orgasm a year.
Type beat on your phone.
A yearly orgasm.
Jason's gonna spit some bars.
I was gonna say if they want pig squill over it.
David and Logan will give accompaniment pig squeals to Jason's bars.
I'll get my violin and play the highest note the whole time.
Yeah, you're just gonna.
Never felt so emo and so fucking hood at the same time.
One of my favorite screamers, which I guess is not really a scream, it's like a growl or a yell, is God damn it, I can't think of this name right now.
Who's it from?
Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, Ollie Sykes.
Yeah, thank you.
Oliver?
Sykes.
He's got a crazy. Or
I
he used to.
love
He's very good. And yeah,
Back in the day.
back in the day, dude. It's just like,
Holy shit.
feel like,
Damn, Logan.
he's like fucking screaming and
He
screeching.
fucked
and
up his vocal cords.
Dude,
Yeah.
he did. Well,
His
if
footage
you
of
always
him-
scream like you're freaking record player, getting scratched.
I gotta get my
No
time.
pressure, but if you want to hop in there, do it, dude.
Yeah, do it. Oh, you're talking me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like,
He's
no,
like,
no
yeah,
big
do
deal, I
it,
got
do
this.
it.
I don't know, I was thinking about him. Man, you gotta do some shit better with me, Logan. Oh, leave me alone.
You're putting me on the spot here.
Damn right.
Be shy, Logan.
What's it called?
It's just a type beat.
Real.
Real. There you go.
Alright,
Come on,
that gives me
Lemon.
something.
Go, Lemon.
Oh, it's called Train.
Really?
Yeah.
Real train?
Train.
Real train? Train is real? The trains are real, people.
What's that? Logan. Banana splits of heavy metal. Who has the best metal screen?
Not me.
Metal screen?
When the road got the best
What the hell is that? Boo!
I can do like a Sonic pterodactyl. I think Logan's got it.
Yeah. Come on, Logan, I freestyle.
No, like that.
Freestyle pig squeal.
Bars.
That's all I
Kind
got.
of like Disturbed or something.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the smoking. You can't do it anymore.
Logan.
Real though.
This is so good.
I aspire. There you go. I aspire from the sick people of I Am Legend. They really helped me to accomplish my goal.
Hell yeah.
We need some sage now. We gotta burn some sage.
Get rid of that bad energy up in here.
I can get it pretty good sometimes.
Get possessed.
Especially if I just keep doing it, I can go really deep.
What if
And
we
I can
all
go
got
high, and
possessed?
I can go super high.
What if we all got possessed online?
Sweet.
I'm fine with that.
I've been
Million
thinking about
views.
doing a live seance. Would you guys want to do that?
A live seance?
Not tonight.
What is it?
I've been thinking about doing like a live seance, like on the podcast.
Russia.
Bust down the board.
Russia.
Crazy voices.
Is that what you're
Not
talking about?
tonight, but
Yeah, but that's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Cool. I always wanted to try it.
I think it'd be cool to like share with people and like let people see what it's like.
I'll be down.
You want to see what it's like to summon Vishnu.
Devin, let's know where you get your sage at.
Where do I get my
Not of you guys. You don't eat them when you're
Not
on the
white.
screens.
It's tricky.
I was trying to be clever, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I get it from this. I actually got that from the Kratom shop downtown Nashville.
He said not of you
It's
guys.
Kratom.
I just realized, I'm just reading what that guy said. So who has the best metal scream? Go. And then I scream and he's like, not of you guys. Dot, dot, dot.
Yeah, no.
No, stop. He's like, all
Only
right.
you, Logan.
He's like, oh, stop, I'm done.
He
Enough
said
of
they
that.
are too cringe.
Sounds like a pterodactyl jacking off. No, stop it.
Oh,
Mm.
Get
yeah.
the ball. I don't know why I was like, oh.
It reminds me of like that old joke back in middle school.
Such a weird beat.
That was so weird.
If you want to get closer and put that next to the microphone, it might pick up.
Do I have to move?
It's probably not. You don't have to. I'm just saying it's probably not going to pick up. the
Y'all,
beat.
you lazy bastard.
Or you might want to turn it up.
Have you ever heard that maybe you could suck a dick, sir? That's what I've got to say.
You sit right here.
You can suck a dick, starring you as the main character.
You don't have to move. I was just saying.
You're
It's probably not going to pick up as well.
Yeah, it is. I told her I don't.
is falling into the vagina.
Shove it up a little bit higher. So. For real? I'm moving.
Yeah, we can all squeeze in.
I'll squeeze you.
Yeah, squeeze yourself.
I like it. I don't know if I can take myself serious.
You're like, I can't do this now.
Look at that cowboy.
Yeehaw, bitches.
Yeehaw, spitting ball.
Back on the drugs. Roll another blunt. Hey. Okay. Hold up. Now, let me fuck this lyrical shit up. Don't give a fuck about no spiritual. Ever since my mental, I had to clean out all my mouth. I done fucked up the dental. Ever since I spit that dirty shit at a 30, count like curry. Then I got it cooking like curry. It's no wonder we're in the tie. We're both going both ways. I guess we can say goodbye if you catch a byline. Ever since my shit is straight, never did I hesitate. I don't even meditate. I need to medicate. Ever since the Medigate, my motherfucking medicine for my fucking headache break. Hey, now I'm elevating something like David Blaine. I don't give a fuck about the gun. I used to let it spray. Back when my mom was in the trap. Hey, all I did was rap. Hey, next thing you know, we got bags and it's double wrapped. Hey, got new bubble, got new duffel. Make sure the nigga all snuggled. Don't give a fuck, so I got them all smuggled. Next thing you know, got new duffel. I got a new bag. I never really bragged. All I did was skip school and write them raps on the fucking notepad. But that shit was fucking dope. Doper than all the coke that went up my mom's nose. Back when I was like 4. Back on the porch, they always had a torch, and I used to let the fucker scorch. You dare approach the shit right here, I smoke it like a roach, bitch. Yeah.
Dude. Good shit.
I tried.
Good shit.
Appreciate it.
You went for a minute.
I don't know how I feel about this hat still.
Trying to run away.
Huh? Don't plug me.
Oh, I just blew in there. Oh, the fire out of
Travis
Travis.
Tritt, what the
You
hell?
said it wasn't a fight because she didn't do it.
Hey, Carter.
Fucker.
Travis
You
Tritt.
saw it.
Travis Tritt.
That's what he looks
Oh,
like.
yeah,
right there.
okay.
I don't know who that is.
Tell him
Come on.
that was
Bro.
a fight.
Don't diss me for not knowing stuff.
Travis Tritt. It's a country singer.
I don't know who that
Diss me
for not knowing. You live in Nashville. You gotta know something.
Oh, God.
is.
Yeah, what do you know?
You want to fight?
Oh, God.
No,
I'll box you. I'll wear gloves.
Like a kangaroo.
You don't have.
It's gonna go down.
Actually got
And you don't have to
I'll
wear gloves.
face you with
punch
the
me
wolves.
barehanded.
Like a little kangaroo.
It'll be like,
It'd be like,
Hugh Jackman's my daddy.
what was that guy that
Boxing, I
Logan
bet.
Paul fought?
KSI.
KSI.
Was it Jake Paul?
What?
It was Logan Paul.
Your blonde hair, you look country.
Yeah.
I'll tell you real quick one hot time. He's dressed looking like a pig on some roller skates.
It's hotter than a whorehouse on Nickel Night.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Nickel
How
Night.
sweet.
Nickel Night.
Yeah, this place is damn hotter than the whorehouse on Nickel Night. Look, get me out of here. It'll crack me a cold one.
I'm happier than a tornado in the trailer park.
I grabbed your hand. That was weird.
Our phalanges touched. Oh god.
My sweaty hands.
Oh no.
You guys are holding hands behind my head. It's weird.
Nice.
We're doing some ritual on you right now, Alex.
I scratched your head with your hat.
That looks really weird.
Let's consume
You're
it.
Chris Brown. I'm Rihanna.
Ah.
You're Chris Brown. You can
Fuck off.
Fuck you, this is my spot.
You lean over me.
Why are you Russian?
Fuck you, what are you doing?
Other way.
We turn into Russian.
That was not Russian.
No Russian.
No Russian. My name is Vukovic.
Vukovic.
It means wolf.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It means
Really?
desperate.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just your titty.
But it is stupid.
Is it German?
Serbian.
Serbian.
Serbia.
Yeah. In Russia, all we drink is vodka.
It's Serbian. It's actually described as asshole. That's what it means.
Jebem pičku matinu budalo jedna.
Jedna?
Jedna.
Jedna.
Budalo jedna.
Sounds like a whore back in the 1600s.
Šuti. Šuti budalo.
Budalo?
Šuti budalo. Šuti.
What is chuti?
Šuti.
Ah. No.
What are we doing?
I'm speaking Serbian.
Say something really awful in Serbian.
Jebem ti pičku matinu budalo jedna.
Okay.
Sure.
Why not?
Alright, guys.
What does
I'm
that
down.
mean exactly?
That's a bunch of mean stuff.
I want to
Alright, that's all we need to know.
I don't know the exact
So,
translation. I just know it's bad.
you just know if you say it to a Russian guy, he's gonna beat the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Or just like
He will-
call some
he will
fucking
crack
mob
bottle of
boss over
vodka.
online.
He will stomp on your face.
I'm gonna like that shit.
Pour vodka and burn you.
I'm gonna drink that vodka while I'm burning.
And they all dance.
Well, good. I might
On
as
the
well join
ashes.
in with them.
They
My mom
dance on
was
the
a stripper.
ashes and they throw party on
I'll
dead
smoke
body.
my shit and then snort it right after,
They
motherfucker.
roll you
You
in
snort your
blunt.
mom out.
Do it! Use
Do
my
it.
fucking leathery
Do it.
skin after you bleach some shit and roll it as a fucking joint. And you know what? I'm gonna enjoy the shit. Because I'm gonna be a spirit getting high on my own fumes. So I'm a whole higher level, bitch.
Whoa.
Fuck you.
He has entered into new level.
Yeah, it's deep.
We've lost the lighter again.
Too deep.
We lost like, look at this fool.
Look at this fool.
Look
I'm
at
making
muscles.
it worse. I film lighter, David. Oh no, fuck the lighter. I'm good for my own.
I burn you lighter.
No.
You think you can push me?
What is this devolved into?
You don't like being touched inappropriately?
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I don't
Hey.
know. You're pretty tempting. But
David, can I have something
It's
up in your
family.
No,
It's
I'm pretty
different.
devilish.
I don't know.
Oh, really? Because I'm making it hotter than go. And I'm
Dude,
horny.
I'll make it hotter than a whorehouse on
I'll think
Lake.
about it.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll
It's
make
gonna
it hotter
take
than
me
a
a while.
whorehouse on Penny Night.
I'll make it hotter than a rally.
It's gonna take me a
I'll
while.
make it hotter than the night where they pay you to fuck them.
I'm gonna get hotter than a fucking
I
gas
have a
chamber on
broken
Yellowstone.
leg there, boy.
What's the... Oh, I shouldn't make bad jokes.
That's
on
okay.
here.
Alright.
How bad is it? Don't sing it.
I'm hotter than a California wood fire.
I'm old.
I love that
What's
specifically
Don't say
California.
Look, that's where they get the most forest fires, okay?
Hell no.
Where?
In
In Australia?
What?
Australia's got
Yeah,
more
that's just
fires than the
awkward.
US.
Nobody gives a shit about Australia.
Yeah, people love... Hi.
I
That's where I'm from, mate.
I love.
Logan with the truth.
don't pop my nails
I love.
There you go,
I love.
There's locusts
All
swarming
the
around the
world.
world. There's
The
locusts.
accent.
There's locusts swarming.
Swarming locusts.
Swarming in Afghanistan.
Hell yeah.
Afghanistan,
And
hey.
there's fires in Australia. And the US is falling apart, mate. It's the end of the world.
I'm fine with that. Martial law.
It's all
It's
happening.
the end of the world.
It's
as
the-
we know it.
Alright.
I can't wait to watch the end of the world.
Where's my knee?
You can watch the Day the
All right,
Earth Still.
Everyone shut up.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey,
I need you guys to watch this video.
it looks like
And
Sonic,
tell-
but all.
As you're seeing it, I want you to tell everyone
Okay.
what you're watching.
You gotta narrate.
I
Like,
got you.
Just pulled my hair.
Why'd you
Oh,
put
is
your
it playing
hand
right
on my
now?
fingers?
So-
Oh, play it.
Yeah, play it.
Oh, there's a McChicken that Sonic is seeing at McDonald's that he finds lovely. McDicks is the name.
What the fuck is with that guy's
Copyright
hair?
issues. He looks around profusely, scanning the area. He sees the McChicken coming towards his mouth. Oh.
Why does this just want me
He is
to have a
thrusting
McChicken?
back and forth, tongue out like Miley Cyrus, back and forth, gritting his teeth. He looks
Okay, he
over,
is jacking off with the McChicken.
tongue back out.
That's impressive.
Oh, they didn't put enough mayonnaise on it.
He's adding his own mayonnaise.
Oh, God.
Hey, David.
I forgot that one's name.
Knuckles.
Is that enough,
Knuckles has caught.
Even
Knuckles is not happy about the
I see
situation.
that.
No, you know what? I think Sonic should have the right to fuck his McChicken, alright? He wants
Every
to buy-
McChicken needs to be fucked at some point.
No, maybe he need to get fucked at some point. We're going back to the McChicken.
You know the woman that ordered a McChicken and looked at it before she ate it,
Where?
and it looked weird, so she had it brought to a place and there was jizz on it. Someone jizzed on her McChicken.
I wonder who just
That's a
got
real
ran when
story.
it was just like at work, has enough time to pull their dick out, just like,
Yeah, what do you do? Go to the freezer?
no, it'd be too cold for me. Fuck
Let's
that.
go.
You seen Fight Club, right?
Yeah.
Where he comes in the soup.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was last
You ever see Waiter?
Because his insomnia was acting up really fucking bad and shit.
No, it was
You ever see that?
what was that?
Waiter?
Brad
Dirty.
Pitt or-
Or waiting? It's Ryan Reynolds.
I have to see
Cesar Owen Reynolds.
He's a
it.
waiter. He was a
Green
waiter.
Cook in it.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, the
They
waiter. at
spit in their
Showbiz.
food.
No.
Hey, you don't fuck with customer service,
Where'd
man.
the ashtray go?
It's right there.
I'll tell some stories, but I feel like I might get sued.
Sued?
Yeah, if I tell shit I used to do at Sonic to people spitting over their
Oh, Jesus
You
Christ.
were one of those
Let's
motherfuckers?
start
Dude,
this
no, I would
podcast.
give it a reason though. Like if they sent back the food like 8 or 9 times, I
Who
knew
sends food?
exactly. They got
Steak
a
and shake,
fucking
people.
hot dog that was apparently cold. So I give them new one, send it back. They send it. Yeah, they're saying it's cold again. So I cut open the bitch, put it on the grill, and then I take off, feel it. It's blistering hot. So I send it back. They're like, it's still cold. I'm like, you know what?
I feel like
Fuck
she
it.
dunked it in her ice water and then gave it back.
I
She's
don't
like, I want a
fucking
free
know.
hot dog. This is cold.
I threw that bitch in the grease when I went to pull it out and put it on the fucking bun. It fell on the floor right where we just swept. I said, you know what? Fuck it. So I put it on there, put all the condiments back on that bitch so she couldn't see it. Bitch didn't turn back the food that time.
She was like, this time, for some reason,
She's like,
it's
this is the
amazing.
best hot dog I've ever had in my life.
I was like, you don't fuck with me, especially when I'm pissed. On 50-cent corn dog day, that shit was hell. There's people ordering 50 corn dogs.
Hell yeah.
What?
There was a man in a white van one time came by.
Of course he did.
And I was
He was like, can I have
Corn
100
dogs.
mini corn dogs?
I was taking the.
Make them all kids meal.
They said so.
Not a
It's like,
snack bag.
I got 50 corn dogs coming out.
Don't
Like,
forget
who
the toys.
fuck? I'm like, I'm taking break. So I'm like, which stall are they on? They're like, it's on so and so. I'm like, all right. I guess I'll take the trash out real quick. So I go out, trash, about to take my break, and I look over. It's a white van. I'm like, fuck. So I continue walking over, throw the trash. Oh my God. And it's just one man in there. I'm like, what are you doing? 50 fucking corn
I've got
dogs?
corn dogs and Wi-Fi, kids.
Oh my God.
That's the new
What's
candy.
the tray at?
I'm not adopted.
Oh, yeah, you looking for the tray.
Yeah.
I know where it's at.
Me
No,
too.
Stop tray.
I got the tray right
I know where it's at.
Oh, put it in my booter.
Alex, you
The
would be the
whole
one to pick
tray.
it up for him.
Why is that such a sensitive area?
The cowboy, look, I'll show you the railway to right there.
Oh, fuck.
You get
Ow,
it.
God damn it. It hurts really bad when you pull off.
Bust his damn ego.
My leg.
Cowboy?
My leg.
My leg, I
I have
can't
bad
do it.
enough knees without cow bites.
You been on your knees a lot, Logan?
No.
No, he has hair on his knees.
I've bailed a lot in skateboarding.
I don't think I have hair on my knees.
What's the worst? What's
That's
the
how you
worst
know I work
you've
my
ever been
knees.
injured skateboarding?
This one. That one was really bad. That one hurt pretty bad.
Oof.
That was in Pennsylvania, actually. Me and David were bombing a hill.
Yeah, we're bombing it. AC-130s, the whole shebang.
All
They
of
almost
it.
fucked
It
up.
It was awesome.
Jason, what's the worst?
So I was like 14. There's this giant ass hill that is by
So
my
is a
place.
hill.
Yeah, and like it's not like
The hill's the culprit.
it's like actual asphalt roads. So like it's really rough. I got like one of the Walmart skateboards.
Fuck
And
that.
me and my-
That's your mistake.
Me and my buddy Josh, his little brother John would always go skateboarding. And I'd draw him and say, "Fuck it." So we're like, we saw the hill and we're like, let's see who can bomb down the hill so you can go the furthest. Like, okay. So he goes down it, gets about halfway, falls off. I go down it, fall off halfway. And we're like, oh, let's try it again. He ends up getting almost to the end, falls off. And then fucking, I get back over. I get back on the skateboard. As soon as I'm about to get to the end, the skateboard starts wobbling really bad. Flies out from under me. I go to try to run with it. I kick up the skateboard, and it went up, landed on my ribs, cracked my ribs, fell into a ditch of fucking rocks, dislocated both my shoulders and 4 of my fingers.
Shit.
Yeah. That was fun. I popped all them bitches back in except for my rib. I had to go to the hospital for that shit. And they're like, here, just have a couple hydros. I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'll fucking do the work. Hell no.
Yeah, that's gonna snap my rib back into place.
And I went to Gallatin, so you know, I fucked up by making that decision.
Which hospital?
See, when I built, I
Sumner.
flipped.
Yeah.
The big one?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're shitty as hell.
Heidi works there too.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Shitty very small.
No, Caleb.
Caleb?
Yeah.
I ain't heard that nigga.
Yeah, I wonder what Caleb's up to.
I don't know. I'd like hanging with him. Fucking
Yeah, I flipped when I built. I was flipping so bad, my
You fucked.
back of my leg was smacking the back of my head.
You
Just
scorpion.
over and over. No, it was the. I
you
looked like a
see
snowball.
Scorpions?
I looked like a snowball. It was
I love
bad.
Scorpions.
I've done that snowboarding quite a bit.
And then the next.
Oh, dude, I bought is my snowboard still at Joey's house?
I think it's at my uncle's house. I should get it on there.
the
Or I might
next-
be at Joey's house actually.
We should go sometime. I never got.
I would love to go snowboarding again. I haven't been in a long time.
The next day we walked in Bethel, and then the next one we walked in Times Square
Nice.
after my leg. It hurt very badly.
Remember that guy who was really trying to sell us those tickets?
Yep.
And Cheryl sat there for like an hour just
Yep.
debating with this guy. She's like, I don't know if I really want these tickets. He's
They
like,
kept
oh no,
just
you
throwing
want these
shit.
tickets. These tickets
Like
are
free
the shit.
drinks, free food.
And then finally she's like, no, sorry, I don't want it.
So, yeah,
And then he's like, you fucking
You're
wasted my time.
What's the most like cringy story you have knocking on doors?
Oh, jeez.
I wasn't really cringed out because I was one of those people that would fuck with witnesses when they came up to my door.
No, when you were not.
When you had to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't cringy or anything. Like I was
No, the
just
cringiest thing that happened in
Yeah.
general. Like
Cringiest
something
thing.
that a homeowner said or.
I never really got any experiences, but I wasn't really in it for that long though either.
Fair enough.
It's not my story, but you remember Norma Bracy?
That was good.
She's, super short. She knocked on the door, and the guy was like 6'5", and he opened the door, butt ass naked, and his dick was in her face.
Oh my god.
I've done that with some Mormons.
Nice.
They kept going back to my house, so I just got butt naked one day and opened the door.
I ended up talking to
Like,
one
I want
woman
your
at one
message,
point.
elder.
They tried to come in after
You want to see my scroll?
My skull.
my scroll. Let me unroll my scroll.
Oh my God.
It will take days to unravel this scroll.
Do you remember when they did that? It was right before I left. They started doing like the video broadcasts, and like
Fuck that shit. I hate
it was when they announced the new Bible, like the gray one,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about how
Damn, I remember that.
guys can't wear skinny jeans
Yep.
because it means you're gay or something.
Yep.
Everybody looked at me because I used to wear the fucking
Yep.
skinny jeans
It was
back
like,
then.
ha, David.
Yeah, and they said you couldn't roll your sleeves up. I always had my
Yeah,
sleeves
they're like,
rolled
what?
up.
Who do you think designed skinny jeans? Gay men. And why did they design it?
Because they want to
To
see
look at
people.
men. And I was like, really? That's your logic?
Hold on,
Like,
what-
so, therefore, don't wear skinny
Don't
jeans.
wear skinny
Wait,
jeans.
hold on.
Unless you're gay.
What was this about?
And if you're gay, you're going to die anyways.
They said you can't roll my sleeves.
I was always doing
I always
that
had
shit.
my
Fuck
sleeves rolled up.
that.
Fuck
I'm
that. I
now
always-
burning up.
Not always, but yeah, especially out in service, man. I always have my fucking
Oh,
sleeves
yeah.
rolled up. Non-stop.
No facial hair.
Yeah.
No facial hair, no long hair.
Now that I can grow facial hair, I can't even flaunt it. It's so sad.
You can't flaunt it.
Can't
I had
flaunt it in the Kingdom Hall.
I mean, you could.
I guess I could.
I had a Bible study from the time I was 10 years old to 16, I think. And the guy was like 80 years old and he had no legs.
Nice.
He got
Oh,
polio when he was like 12.
Damn.
And so He was such a cool guy though, because he's like, I don't believe what's in these magazines, but I like reading them anyway. And like we would have these conversations with him, and like I was only 10 years old, so like I could not like
keep up.
So like my granddad would go with me, and like different elders went and saw him. But it was technically my Bible study. Like I counted.
That's crazy. He's your study, and he's telling you straight up. I don't even believe this.
He was a really cool
nice.
guy because he was always nice to everyone I brought there. But he was like straight up, like I don't agree with this. Like I don't think that's true.
You should see it now.
He was really
It
awesome.
was a really nice community, nice story.
I saw him until he died. It was really cool. That was like I had like 2 Bible studies. That was the only other one. Did you ever
I had
have
like
Bible?
4 studies.
Really?
People kept dropping me. We're getting a new study. They're like, we can't deal with this overly skeptical fucking kid.
Did you ever have a Bible study?
Hell no.
I don't want him.
You were baptized.
I want a fucking chair.
Are you sure you don't want me to
Logan, did you ever have a Bible study?
Did I? Yeah.
Jamar, you ready?
I didn't feel like it was right for
Five,
me to have a
one.
Bible study.
5?
'Cause I was always.
Are you talking about
that shit.
being the overseer or
Yes.
being overseas?
Being the overseer.
Oh, no, I didn't have any of those.
All of them were pretty nice.
Yeah.
I had one Bible study.
At the end, I just gave up. Every time they asked me to take a dorm, I was like, nah, you can't.
Man, Chrissy got baptized probably quicker than I've ever seen anyone get baptized.
And then she
before.
got this fellowship.
Like
Quicker
months
than
later.
Yeah, that was
quicker
crazy.
than I've ever seen anybody
I
get
mean, she went
How
full
long was
into
she
it. too.
baptized?
4 months.
It's my mom.
I think. I don't know how long I was baptized.
Got
From
baptized.
November to like January.
I'm the only one who didn't get baptized.
That's
Except
not
Jason.
long.
Yeah.
Not even like the very beginning. Or I might have got this fellowship in
We called the
December.
bullshit out for what it was.
I was peer
November,
pressured to
October.
do it when I was 10 years old.
Fuck that.
Well, I mean,
Wait,
to
I
be
was
fair,
only
I did
baptized for
try,
a month.
but then I felt bad because it had some
Yeah, I got
Bible
baptized
transgressions. I had to
24,
go tell
and
them
then
my
I was
sins,
reproved
and then
in
they
November.
revoked my baptism.
and then they took everything away.
Yeah.
And then I just
Oh,
stayed reproved till I
yeah.
left.
Oh no, I was baptized for a year. I got this fellowship.
I couldn't comment, I couldn't do anything.
Oh yeah.
I just showed up basically.
I still haven't been DF'd. You DF'd? We'll probably stay
You're not
that
cut
way.
off.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
That's good.
Well, what's the point of
You're a
going
little-
back and
you're a
telling
little
them you're
too far
sorry
gone
when you
now.
don't? When you're not sorry.
Yeah.
When you're like choosing not to go back and you're just like, what?
Yeah,
What's
and
the point in telling you what I did if I don't care?
It's really hard when you first leave too, because like you have all these people you know, but like it gets easier and like
It was
You-
hard as fuck to leave.
yeah.
Oh, it was.
I mean,
1000%
it's
hard for
designed
me.
that way.
Everyone makes you feel like
Feel
you're
like
the
you're
worst
shit,
fucking
yeah.
person ever.
You're the last
And
one
then
to
you're gonna
leave, right?
die. Mhm.
So that's really hard.
Yeah, because I was always. Everybody would always come to me and be like, if you leave, you're gonna break your mom's heart, like all the time.
You pulled the same shit on me after free life. You like, me,
Dude,
you is all sure I'll
Yo,
have. I'm just like,
I was also
I'm leaving
brainwashed
in like
by
a
everybody
month.
too.
Yeah.
So.
Everyone's brainwashed.
I'm sorry. Even at a young age, I realized bullshit when I fucking saw it. Fuck that shit.
I started picking up on stuff when I was like 14, but I didn't. You know why I didn't question it? Because there were older, smarter people than me in it, and I was like, well, if they don't have an issue with it, maybe I'm just overthinking.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I always thought too.
But you know what I realized? And it took me years after I left to realize this. But the reason that they stick with it is because they've already invested so much time in it.
Yeah. You're just giving everything up. And you have to start all in. Like, for me, it's different now because, as a witness, it was always planned out. You always knew what you were going to do, what you were supposed to be doing, but there's different avenues. But you knew you were doing something in life. Whereas now it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it all out.
Well, that is life.
Yeah.
That's
And I love it. That's
yeah.
how I don't want to be told how to live my life.
Right.
I want to figure that out myself.
You have to find your own path.
Yeah. Because just
Yeah.
because you think that's the way I should live doesn't mean that that's going to be the best for me.
Right. What works for someone like my sister's still a regular pioneer, and
Yeah.
but it's cool because we're still cool.
Yeah.
We still talk.
Cool.
I think that's how it should be, though.
That's how it should be.
Me, I'm
That's
not.
why I don't
I
get talked
don't.
to for that.
I mean, me
She
personally,
probably
I don't
does.
agree
I'm
with.
sure.
I don't agree with the views and shit, but like at the end of the day, they're gonna do whatever the fuck else they want, so I might as well support it. But like, don't be a dick to me.
Yeah. And I
just
support.
because I don't agree with.
You
what
know,
you think.
like if that's what's making my sister happy, like I support her doing that. It's just not. It's not for everyone. It's
Yeah.
not.
I wish the only caveat is I wish they had the same respect for us.
As
We made our own decisions, and that you
Yeah.
shouldn't shun us just on the
But-
fact that we have different worldviews.
But
Yeah.
we're above that. We don't have to do the same thing to them, you know?
Doesn't it come across as a little selfish? So, like,
Well, I mean,
like,
to be fair,
to
they're
them.
they're just following their doctrine. They
Yeah.
they think they're doing the right thing.
well, meaning, like,
I live in.
like you said, we made our own decision to leave, right? And obviously, they're going to bash that shit, like, no, you're wrong for that. And they're saying you should stay, like, for example, with me, and Logan's even said it, miserable being in it. After a while, it's just like, what's the point? No matter how much I do, I'm 10 steps back because I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So, like, when you leave and they're just like, yeah, you're wrong for this, isn't that come across as selfish from them to make you stay in
Well,
something that's...
hypocrite. To me, it's
in
hypocritical.
their view, it's not so much hypocritical because they can rationalize this by
They
saying
can change the view.
this
though.
is the way to save your life. That's what they believe is following the truth.
And if
That's
they
what
want,
they call the truth. And that if you divert from that, then you're much more likely to get burned alive in Armageddon. So if they should do whatever they can to keep you there is the kind of view that they have. Because
they use fear a lot. That's the main thing. Because every time I was always like, man, I wonder what's out there. They're always like, you don't want to go out there. Nobody cares about you. You're
Yeah,
you're
that's
going to be
what-
on your own. Nobody's going to try to help you. They're all going to just say fuck you basically, and you're going to be by yourself, and you're going to die.
We should start.
the world.
We should start like a support group for ex-witnesses, like a group that's like, hey, if you feel stuck, like you don't have any friends, like
I'm down.
like a support shelter
Yeah.
for people who are trying to get out of.
Especially because for me, like when I got out, it was hard to like wrap my mind around how people live and their mindsets because I was so brainwashed and I was so used to something just being hammered in my head over and
Right.
over, which they call it reminders. I don't think that's bullshit
It's
to me.
brainwashing.
That's
That's just
bullets.
brainwashing. Yeah, it's just every time is just the same thing over and over. Just a different aspect of it, basically. That's all it is. So, yeah, I mean, I'm down with doing that because I know it was hard for me, especially because I just couldn't understand people. Like people who are out in the actual world have a completely different mindset and way they talk to witnesses. So now I'm a little better. I mean, I've been out almost a year now, but for
Yeah.
sure at first it's definitely scary.
It's really hard.
You just don't feel like you have anybody.
Right.
So,
It's how you find yourself too. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
grow during that time.
oh yeah, for sure.
Like I'm sure you compared to how you were a year ago. Like you've learned so much.
Oh, yeah.
in that time.
A year ago, I was teeter-tottering on what I wanted to do, and I was scared of people's opinions. I was scared of not having anything, not knowing what to do, and honestly, I just took it and I just ran with it. I mean, that's kind of what happened. At first, I kind of tried to fake it because that's when I went and got drunk my first night, the first time I ever got drunk, and I like told my mom because basically, this make you feel like you have to tell whatever you do,
Yeah.
and if you don't, then you're wrong.
Correct.
And God's gonna bring it out anyways.
Right.
That's bullshit to me.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. You're telling me God's gonna bring it out if I don't tell you? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what I did.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me what I did. Sure, go for it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me at all, but it is what it is. And I don't know. It's just funny to me how
Yeah.
people act.
Yeah. I think there is something that listens when you talk. Like.
Oh yeah, no, I believe in their higher source.
Yeah.
If it's God or whatever, I don't know. But there's definitely a higher source.
I just definitely don't think it's the Christian God that's laid out in the Bible.
I don't either.
Like,
I don't either. I don't know what it is, but I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Would you call it a being of omniscience?
probably.
What you believe in?
I think, yeah, like, it's
Yeah.
sort of, like, maybe if you imagine, like, all of nature is alive, and, like, existence itself is alive in some way, and it has a voice. And it's
Well-
like, the problem is, it's like you ask God for a sign, like, send me a sign. And it's like you're expecting someone to just tell it to you.
Mhm.
But, like, it's not a person you're talking to, it's nature. So what you're going to get, the message you're going to get is, like, a bird chirping. It's going to be the sound
Or
of...
the daily text falling from the mirror in the car.
Yeah. No,
My mom
actually-
used that, dude. She's like, it just fell out in front of me. I just opened it to the date, and it was perfect for me.
And
I'm
you know
like,
what? There's a lot of valuable information in
If
that.
you
too.
have a daily text for a year,
You're
there's
saying it
definitely
just
going to be some points
ends on
that
the one
resonate with you.
day you need it.
The one day.
And
That was
it's,
it.
it's always the same
It's
shit, like they're telling you to fix it
statistically
at the end
inevitable.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So
I was
of
gonna
course
say
it's gonna relate.
every time you're always battling yourself whether you're doing wrong or not, and the daily text is basically just saying you're stupid.
It's so basic.
That's
and
basically all it does.
like it definitely there's like truth to it because it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's like it'd be like saying like, going without sleep is bad. You need to sleep.
I
Yeah.
love that voice.
Sounds like a
Jerry
commercial.
Sharon. Jerry Sharon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk to me like that again, puppy.
Now, I think the one fucked up thing that actually like pushed me away, like actually started the process, was when I did get reproved. They were asking me, and a brother named Ricky Kirshner was the one, and he pissed me off. And this is what actually, like I said, made me really think about leaving more. Was I went in there, I told them basically everything that happened, and I was depressed, I was suicidal, all that stupid shit. And I was like, yeah, I've watched porn for this long, this types of porn, because they make you tell every type you watch, how long the videos were, how long you watched it, did you turn it off immediately? It's always questions after questions.
Interrogation.
And the problem with me is when it gets quiet and they just look at me, I feel like I have to talk.
Mhm.
That's just and they know that and they use that against me. Like even Owen would tell me that. Like back in he was just like, dude, they like make you talk.
Owen?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Oh,
Campbell. But what happened was I told him all that, and then I told him that I was doing that even when I was getting baptized, like during that process. And Ricky looked at me and like was like, well, then you shouldn't have been baptized, and it doesn't count. I'm like,
wait, it doesn't count?
doesn't count. He's and like all the other elders are just like.
So it doesn't mean anything.
I'm
when
just
it's
like,
convenient.
you guys aren't saying anything. You're telling me because I was doing this one thing that God supposedly made natural, and I have that inclination, and I can't help that. You're going to say that because of that and just natural human tendency, you're saying that I can't be baptized and have a relationship with God?
Oh yeah, they'll get you for
That's so
masturbating.
stupid.
But I mean,
They'll get you for
don't
porn.
they also believe that when you're baptized, you're absolved of your previous sins?
Yeah,
So how does that make sense?
but they're saying because I did it in the time of, like,
No, I know.
when I got baptized, they're saying it didn't count. They're saying because I wasn't clean. I'm like, so you're telling me if I stopped watching porn the day before I got baptized,
Does that mean you
I'm
can't
clean?
get this fellowship?
No.
I get baptized
It has
and then I go and then I watch porn the day after?
There has to be like a gracing period.
Does that mean you can't get this fellowship if your baptism didn't count?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
Like, that's what I'm going to be like. I'm
I
like,
was smoking
well,
weed when I got baptized.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's
he was
what
calling me too. I don't know what he
I'm just gonna text.
that's what they disqualified my baptism.
I remember that.
Was for was just that I felt bad because they get in your head and they make you tell them everything.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, yeah, I looked at porn like a week ago, and they're like, oh yeah, that's way too soon. You can't get baptized now. No, wait, maybe next convention.
Yep.
And then I watched all my buddies, all these other people go and get
When's
baptized.
your turn?
Yeah, it's like, we'll see you there one day, brother. I said, all right.
Probably not. Thanks.
Yeah, what was even worse was Matt was excited because I passed the
Oh,
whole
dude, the logical's not
baptism-
that hard.
the baptism inquiry thing because you can write the answers in there and everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I passed that. They were like, yeah, you're getting baptized at this coming up funeral. And then or funeral. Yeah, that's what it was.
That's basically what it was a funeral.
Yeah.
The funeral of your
This is
free
where you
will.
go to
Funeral of your
die.
free will and your freedom in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Welcome
is. It is.
to the morning of your life.
And I don't think they should. For one, they shouldn't fucking let kids get baptized.
Yes.
They don't let you date
Yes.
until you're ready to be married, and they say that
Even
marriage
Jesus didn't get
is the
baptized until
second
he was
most
30.
important
What?
decision.
What
Yeah,
happens
that's
is-
never made sense to
So
me.
if dedicating yourself to God is the most important decision, then why are you making that decision before you can get married?
Yeah.
Because if you can't dedicate yourself to a person yet, then how are you mature enough to
And-
dedicate yourself to a God?
And they say if you are in danger of basically fucking and,
In danger
having
of
sex,
Being a
In
human,
danger.
being a human.
you know,
I didn't know that was a
Hey,
danger. I
baby,
just think about
danger.
now.
But if
That's
you're
why
gonna,
I'm enjoying.
yeah, but if you're gonna do that, then they say get married.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
everyone-
So
That's
you're telling me
real.
just get married to some random person because I'm a,
I want to talk about
Why
that
do
a
you
little
think
bit.
witnesses get married so young?
I want to talk about that a little bit.
and then they're all hate each other.
Everyone is horny as fuck,
Yeah.
and then they can't fuck
Sure.
until they get married.
correct,
So everyone gets married at like 17,
correct.
and their marriages fall apart after
Yep.
like a year or two because
Yeah,
They were
but I
just
mean,
doing it
But then they're
Fuck.
stuck because they
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
leave.
the only way to leave is if one of your partner cheats. And then if you go into an elders meeting, they'll interrogate you and they say, well, we need witnesses.
Yep.
They'll not
You
take
need
you at
proof.
your word.
You need proof to show that they cheated.
So
They
that you
literally
can get
treat it like a
divorced
trial.
without getting in trouble. Because if you just get divorced, then both people get disfellowship.
Yeah, that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
I never understood that either. I was like, how? Because most of they're like, well, you need to date for a year, at the least, but not more than 3 years. That's what always was told to me. Like, how do you get to know somebody in a year to 3 years?
How do you go on a date
How do you get
with
to
somebody
know-
with a chaperone?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you get to know somebody when you're constantly watched because you want to hold hands?
You can't even hold hands.
I mean, if you hold hands, like,
Oh, I got in trouble for wrapping my arm
Stop
around my
it.
cousin
Stop
Bree.
it.
Yeah.
Just at the meeting. I just sat there, I stretched my arm out, and it was over Bree, and Victor Maury pulled me aside. He's like, you know what, Jason? I'm not trying to get on to you, but I'm just letting you know, for new people that come in and they see a teenager throwing his arm around
This sounds
another
so
girl
like
that
Victor
looks
Maury.
younger, that it can really throw off a bad vibe and really mislead people. I'm just
What does
like,
he know about vibes?
I looked at him, I was like, but we're cousins. Yeah, but how are we supposed to know that?
Ask,
I've literally
walk up, have a conversation.
I'm like, I've literally been coming here, and y'all all known me since I was like 4.
I mean, what
It's
if
been
you
10
just get a
years.
T-shirt that says, "Hey, we're just cousins"?
Yeah, right?
Oh
Like,
my god!
don't worry
Have a-
about it.
Have a sign once you see someone look at you. Cousins.
I got yelled at and talked to for wearing my hat backwards.
Yeah, I got in trouble for that too.
I got like legit a sister, Wendy Wineland, pissed me off
Jane Coogan.
and pulled my mom and was like, you need to tell Logan to stop wearing that because that's a very worldly look.
I got in trouble for saying tight. Like
Tight,
oh,
yeah.
dude, that's tight.
Oh, that's tight. He's talking about vagina.
Those are
That's referencing the
It's talking about tight
The
clothing,
poos.
tight revealing clothing.
Oh my.
What's funny is most
It
of
was
the
also
sisters
Jane.
wore tight revealing clothing. They always got on the guys for these skinny suits, but it's like, okay, when you have, women basically wearing paint.
Oh yeah, there's
I
some
mean,
women
what
out
the
there-
hell?
There's some single 40-year-old Jehovah's Witness ladies that
Oh my
haven't
God.
had dick in like
40
40 years.
years.
They wear some crazy stuff.
They do, dude. It's funny because I was talking to some of the brothers who had like privileges for mics, and they were like, "It's hard not to look down sometimes." So I'm like, and they're married. They're all married. They're like,
It's hard not to look
It's
at my
really
wife's
hard.
cleavage
Sorry.
sometimes, but you know what? Jesus doesn't like it.
Yeah, I was cleaning windows at a gas station, and a young woman came up, and she was wearing only short shorts and a tank top with no bra.
Oh,
I had to keep myself distracted.
I had to keep
and
my
listened to
penis in my
Kingdom Melodies.
isn't that sad though that they have people programmed to do that?
For real, like, it's
Oh, I
insane.
see hot lady. I look away.
You see a Hardee's commercial, change it. Don't ever eat at Hardee's. You're not allowed to eat at Hardee's.
I think it's pretty ignorant and arrogant
It's just very double
to
standard.
think that you have the right religion in a universe where
Yeah.
they don't know shit.
They don't know shit.
They know
You don't
just
know
as much
shit.
as everyone else.
Correct.
does.
Yeah.
And they're getting all of their instructions from a group of guys who all say they
Let
get
me
the
touch
same
on
talk
that.
to God. Yeah.
Let me touch
Or
on
God
that
can
a bit.
talk to them.
Like, so, like,
Governing.
and if you're the whole thing of your religion is faith,
Oh yeah.
like what gives it value is faith.
What's he say?
Then when you
Wear a dress like old dress.
think about other religions that also have faith as the argument, what makes your faith stronger than someone else's faith? Because I don't think you have as much faith as an Islamic extremist that gives their life.
Well, there are reasons that give them their faith, and the reasons are what justify their faith.
So yes, if you have reasoning behind it,
So
then,
they would say
then
that
you
my
can start-
reasons for my faith are better, and then you could debate the semantics.
So,
of that.
I always
okay,
love
so-
those conversations.
That's where you get into it, because if it's just on faith, it's like, well, you don't believe this as much as someone who kills himself for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, what gives your religion validation over another one? And then you get into reasons and specifics, right?
Mhm.
But, like, faith is not a good answer for why you believe something.
Well, it's really reductive, and then it gives you a get out of jail free card where you basically say, I just believe it, or I feel it in my heart, or I've seen Jesus' presence, or I've seen Lord Vishnu come down, and there was a ball of light, and my life was changed. It could be any of those You hear the same stories from all religions all around the world throughout time and history.
Yeah. Yep.
I always love those conversations when you'd get in the car out in service or some shit, and the brother would single you out, and he'd be like, "So why do you think this is the truth?" I'm like, why the fuck are we having this conversation?
Just
Like,
like a
we are here
60-year-old
to
man.
teach them this. Why are you trying to interrogate
A
me?
60-year-old man asking an 18-year-old, like, why do you think this is the truth? Like, please give me an answer. I've been looking for an answer
because
for 60
my
years.
dad and my mom divorced. I don't have anywhere else to go.
Seriously,
My
though, how
cars
do you
keep
ask-
breaking down.
How would you ask a child that who has no knowledge of the world?
Yeah.
Dude, it's so sad how
And
they
anything
brainwash kids, dude.
besides-
It's crazy.
Anything outside of Demon Joe's one.
The Caleb and
No,
Sophia stuff.
They're
Fuck
fucking
that.
insane.
They're on a new
What's
level
funny?
nowadays.
Are they?
But,
I haven't even seen any new shit, so I don't even
You
care.
know what I'm saying? With all the
The gay stuff? Yeah.
the animations that they're coming out
Yeah.
with, it's digging in. I mean, I have friends from the Kingdom Hall who are showing their babies this, so it's starting
Yeah.
out since infancy,
Yeah.
and then they show them these videos all the way up until adulthood, and then they start watching the older videos and
Yep.
older texts and stuff.
It's sad that they had to change to electronics because nobody wanted to read anymore.
Oh, you remember when Brother Burns came over, and he's like, "Oh, what's a better way to read the Bible? From the good old Bible itself, or from
the
this
electronic tablet.
Yeah, and then there was a brother Scott, the older Scott.
Oh, Garrett?
Yeah, Garrett. And he's like, well, I think the best way to read is from the good old Bible, hard book. And then Brother Burns is like, well, yeah, a lot of people think that, but it's actually just a Bible. And it works just as well from an electronic
Oh,
tablet.
yeah. It's just a Bible.
He's like,
It's not that
it's
important.
not the book that has power, it's the words.
It's
that-
the words within, yeah.
And I thought that was obvious to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
It's obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you just probably, like, fooled all of them, but I got nothing out
I mean,
of
if you
that.
think about, like, you have this giant reference Bible versus a pocket Bible you can fit in your pocket. You're just talking about one that's more easily accessible.
Mhm.
That's
Easier
what
to
a
get to
digital-
people. You have,
yeah.
JW.org, and they got a whole app now. When they launched JW.org, the app, that was like number one in the App Store for like a few days.
JW Library, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was like
I mean,
6 million
yeah,
downloads.
man.
I hated having that wasted fucking storage on my phone.
Dude, it took up like 30
I
gigabytes.
know.
What?
It took up so much space.
Those videos, especially if you want them at like actual good, like, what's the word?
Good quality.
Yeah, quality. It's like
Good HD.
a gigabyte per video.
I used to hate
Especially the movies. Those movies take up freaking everything.
They
So
started
it wasn't
doing
the app itself that was big. It was all the shit you had.
All
to
the shit's
download.
in that. Yeah.
They started doing JW broadcasting.
Yep.
Yeah.
So oh dude, I hated that. I think it's weekly or monthly.
Monthly.
Our whole family would sit down and watch it for like an
I
hour. I just
never
wanted to play
watched
video games.
I watched them, like, and then I just stopped watching them. And, like, everybody's like, oh, have you seen the new broadcast? I'm like, nope, I've had better things
If I
to
didn't
do.
sit down with my family and watch it, I'd have been grounded.
You what?
Like I'd get grounded if I didn't.
See, that's stupid. See, that's
If I didn't
brainwashing,
sing,
too.
if I didn't sing, couldn't go out to eat with my friends or hang out with anyone.
See, that's
I
that's
didn't
stupid.
comment. I was
That's-
grounded.
Did
You
they make,
didn't comment?
Yeah.
That's
did they make you socialize
Fuck
too?
that.
Socialize?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't
That's-
stick
no,
with the
that's the
same
only
group.
thing I
You have
wanted
to
to do.
widen
You
out.
know, I
Fuck
was.
that. I don't know. I don't like none
Talk
of
to
you
the
bitches.
older ones. They have more experience than the
Yeah.
young ones.
Yeah.
They have better advice.
Bitch, I'm not looking
I mean,
for
generally,
advice.
that's probably
I just
true.
sat
Well,
there and
yeah,
paid attention
but
to your asses
I
for
was
like an
always
hour.
trying to go to Alex's house.
Dude, you want to
And
know
I
a funny
couldn't go
story?
unless I commented and sang.
The first time I went to Jordan's house to hang out, I was like 12 years old.
Mhm.
I wanted to hang out with my neighbors, and my mom was like, "No,
Yep.
you're going to this party because it's a witness kid, and you need more witness friends."
Yeah.
So I went, and I was like crying, and I was like kicking, screaming, and like me and Jordan ended up being best friends, and like we were hanging out all the time after that. But it was funny that like I was like so afraid to. I didn't want to go. I was like, it's a witness kid. He's gonna be boring.
Mm-hmm. That's so boring.
You mean son Shillings, like Brandon Stewart?
The good witness kids are boring.
I don't know what that kid's gonna do.
He's a very interesting guy.
He's not
I
even.
love
He's not
Brandon.
an
He's
Left
dope as
publisher
fuck.
yet either.
My phone is dead. I
Yeah,
can't
he
reply
is.
to your comments.
Yes, he is. I lied.
Oh,
I'll get you after the.
you're a
podcast.
hoe.
So,
Alex is a hoe.
Fine, I see you reading these comments.
like, shit. I forgot what I was gonna say. What were you talking about?
Witnesses.
That's a broad
Stupidity.
subject.
Keep talking about witnesses.
Bash. I'm not.
Basically,
I'm not in my right mind according.
almost as bad as the Holocaust.
You know, there are a lot of witnesses in concentration camps too.
The Purple Triangle used to be one of the biggest documentaries witnesses had out.
See how
I brought
fast
it-
he
I brought it to
responded. He a
school.
hoe.
Yo.
I brought it to school to show my history teacher. I think they played it.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I'm sorry, you got me fucked.
I
did
could watch
not
Polar
that shit.
God damn it.
See, that's how you know you didn't watch
Polar
it.
Express? Is
I've
it
never
Polar
seen it.
Express?
I don't know.
I haven't either. It was a Christmas movie.
I saw the part where the train is drifting and they had the Tokyo drift.
I had to go to the fucking
That's all I
library because
remember.
I couldn't watch a movie.
I had to step out of classes.
Yeah, I
Couldn't
had
have
birthdays,
Yeah.
bro. I didn't give
Yeah.
a shit. I ate that cake. I never
I
regretted
said the
it.
pledge. I said the pledge of allegiance every day.
Always
'cause I wouldn't even be that one
guilty.
kid.
I
I
never
hated that. I
said
didn't give
it.
a fuck. I was
Even
like,
when I was
they were like,
out, I
Logan,
didn't
you want to
give a
come? I did feel bad. You know how they got me? Their birthday breakfast donuts and milk. And I could not turn down some donuts.
One time,
You pagan.
I think it happened a couple times actually, but I
You're
was
paying
like,
because you eat donuts.
in first grade, I stood up and did the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, yeah.
I just forgot. Like,
Yeah.
I did it automatically.
hmm
And then someone looked at me and was like, "What are you doing? Like, you don't do
Like
that.
you were wrong, yeah.
Like, what do you don't do that." And I was like, "Oh shit."
I don't do that. That's right.
I just sat back down.
It got up. It actually got to the point where during lunch, I would just bow my head but not really pray.
Yep.
I would just act like I'm praying just so people would just see it. That way they couldn't.
Did you
say
have other
anything.
witnesses at your school that would like see
Nikki
you?
Clement was one, and Elizabeth was one.
I didn't otherwise.
But
I would've
Elizabeth
snitched
didn't
it
really
up.
come into the truth until later.
Yeah.
Her sister was, but she wasn't. But yeah, Nikki was one. You know she's disfellowship now, right? She left.
Thank you.
Good.
She left the church. Yeah, she's
Good
up
for her.
Nishan's back. Corinne's back. They just Nishan just texted me and he's like, "Dude, I'm back. Where you at?" And I'm like, "I left." He's like, "For real?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck that. No."
He's like, "Oh shit, dude,
I'm
I'm
done.
coming back too."
He's like,
He's like, you're the only reason why I came back, Logan.
I was like, "Well, man." He's like, "Man, all right. Well, just stay safe out there. Hopefully, you're not getting too wild." I'm like, "Not yet."
I'm trying.
I said, "I'm getting
I'm
there."
doing
And
my
then I
best.
was like,
The wild days are coming.
he was like, "Well, man," he's like, "Well, just stay safe." Stay safe. I was like, "All right, man. Well, as long as it makes you happy." He's like, "Honestly, I'm never gonna be happy." I'm like, "Then why the fuck are you in it?"
He's just soul searching and sad.
Yeah,
If
but
he's
he's
at that
gay.
point, then he just.
He's gay.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
that's why he got his fellowship.
Yeah.
You just hide. You just turn off gay and come back and be a witness again. Like,
I mean,
Pray the gay away.
yeah,
he has to suppress it, and that's the sad.
that's so.
That is really sad.
Yeah, you're
And
never
he
gonna
believes
be happy.
he believes he's an abomination.
Even as a witness, and when they told you that gay people were wrong, I never agreed with it. Like I always was like, no, I don't think that gay is right just because they told you to say that. But I was never like, oh, get away from me. Like, ew,
Yeah.
gross, stay away.
Yeah.
I was never like, I was just like, they're human. They love what they love. That's just how I feel like it should be.
It's like not their
Why?
choice.
Yeah, why judge? That's their own life. How are you going to judge them and try to choose their life choice if you're not even a part of it? Everybody has their own opinions.
It's a sad pull.
It is. It's really sad.
I didn't understand how severe it was until I got out. And it's hard
pretty
to
insane.
it's hard to think of how you would articulate it to someone who's in it.
Yeah.
Like how do you
How do you actually
put it
show
in
them
full
what's real?
spectrum that hey, you're living in this.
Well, you gotta
The world
remember,
is huge.
the first thing they say is anybody like us, I think it's a little weird considered, to talk to, stay away from them.
Yeah,
Like, don't even talk
I'm,
to them.
I'm like
Don't
the
even.
worst of the worst because I'm disfellowship and I was super rebellious before.
I gotta go.
So now people, yeah, so now people are like, he's the devil.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They'll call you an apostate, I'm sure, at some point. David was the big apostate.
I'm sure I've been
The big
called an
apostate.
apostate a lot.
Yeah.
The whole religion. Like, fear
the
this
whole
man.
congregation, everybody's like, yep, David, the apostate.
A white dragon?
When I hung out with Jason, they actually ended up, like, stopped
What kind
inviting
of
me
white
to
dragon?
sports gatherings. They stopped inviting me to sports gatherings because I was hanging out with Jason.
I'm bad.
Yeah, they found
He's a
out.
bad boy.
Josiah found out, and he stopped inviting me.
Maybe I was like.
I had to get
14
Owen to
long
like
one,
talk to
fuck
him and
out.
make him let me go again.
They already knew Jason. They were like,
No, we don't trust this shifty fucker.
this kid's gonna be trouble.
This
Schelfe
guy's a piece of
bitch.
shit.
It's got that Schelfe blood in him. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, they always said that you looked like a thug. That was like their favorite word to use was thug.
You know what's? You remember how
Looks like a
Jordan,
hooligan.
like Jordan, got so much shit as a kid? They was like, "You're gonna be the bad one. You're a bad influence on everyone." We all left before Jordan. Every single
What's
one.
Jordan's
of us
last name?
Eldridge Peterson.
Can I get a light?
Do you know what a white dragon is?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it's great.
You mean Yu-Gi-Oh?
No,
Hey, does anyone know what a white dragon
What the
is?
fuck?
the Urban Dictionary.
What is
What
it?
is it?
Can I read this out loud?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah, sure. Read it over the podcast.
Yeah, man.
Post-coitus, a man
Nice.
ejaculates
Nice.
into their partner's mouth
Oh, yeah.
and then proceeds to tickle their partner to
Oh,
cause
okay.
them to laugh, forcing the ejaculate. Hold on, it's loading. Forcing the ejaculate through their nasal cavities and shoot out of their nose,
Oh my
That's-
god.
thus creating white whiskers resembling that of a dragon.
Yes.
Have you ever heard Donkey Punch?
Yes.
Yeah. Just look up Donkey Punch real quick. It's funny as fuck.
That's good.
that's animal cruelty. I don't fuck with that.
Logan.
Oh, my bad. Nice catch. That was a terrible throw.
So are you guys doing this Sunday as well?
No, I gotta work Sunday. That's why we're doing it Thursday.
So, okay.
I like
But,
stop
hey,
myself.
if you
I
want
like
to swing,
stop
we can
myself
sell
from
something next
saying
week if you
gay.
want to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Gay.
That's like gay. Gay.
You ever heard of an angry dragon?
You ever heard of a fruit roll up?
No.
You ever heard of a peppermint?
No.
It's where you come inside a girl while she's on her period.
Fruit roll up? That's why when you eat her out on her period.
Those are your red ones.
Yeah, I
Oh,
earned
my red fruit roll up. That's what they used to
I
call it in
earned
middle
those
school.
the very first time I ever had sex. I didn't know she was on her period. She didn't tell me. It was the next thing I found out.
You didn't taste blood?
You didn't. It
It
didn't
was a
taste
heavy
like
flow. It
cheese?
tastes like iron for
Yeah.
sure.
I've done that. It's not so
But how the fuck am I supposed to know? It's not like I'm going around tasting period blood before, like, yep, that's period blood. I know it tastes that anytime.
I know that tastes anywhere.
Take a big whiff, your pupils get huge. Facial friends.
How's the camera look, David? Is it still good?
Yeah.
Getting high off the pussy.
Off the fumes.
Off the fumes.
But,
You gotta figure it out. Fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
Where's Waldo?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can go for an hour and a half.
Ask him yourself.
Yeah.
No, I already did that
I
earlier.
appreciate
So what
it.
do
Let
you
me know
think?
when you're done.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
more than happy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's
Cool.
It's dope.
Bree was gonna come over tonight, but she had to work, so we might do it next week.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fucking.
What's up?
It's just
What's up?
scheduling shit at this point. It's just calling something random.
Square up.
She
down.
always has to fight with somebody.
Yeah, she violent.
I know.
Y'all think I'm joking when I say she abusive? You know.
I'm not abusive.
You're right.
Yes, you are so.
You're just a very heavily affectionate person. That's what I'll say.
a violently
I
affectionate
didn't say it,
person.
don't even take it.
I like to throw brick on you when I
Oh my
find
god.
I like to kiss you with
I
razor
smashed with
blades.
cinder block.
I smash the cinder block while I sit on your face. The screams just vibrates my clit.
Oh my god.
Why does she sound like a man?
Have you ever heard of real Russian?
Vibrates my clit.
Vibrate.
It's like some giant Swedish woman named Helga.
Oh my
Smack
God.
my meat clit.
Meat clipped.
Hold on.
She smacked his meat clit.
Oh my god.
Smacked.
Meaty clit.
Smacked.
What if someone had a giant clit that was like
They do. There's women like that.
hanging down?
My dad
I mean,
knew.
Smack, smack.
Yeah, what if that were a thing?
My
yeah.
dad, when he worked as a bouncer
I
at a
didn't
strip
know
club, he knew a woman like that. They called her loose lipped. And then there's also a girl who was able to take a cigarette when it's lit, inhale it through her vagina or some shit, and then queef out the smoke. And she looked at my dad and said, "Isn't that worthy of a tip?" He's like, "No, but I'll tell you it is worthy of a tip. You take a can of dip, chew it up, and spit it out right after, then you'll get some money." I was like,
That would be funny.
What the hell?
that's when my mom was dancing there too.
Good old can of dip.
Yeah, I guess we gotta get out of here.
You ever had
We
a?
got work
Thanks for
tomorrow.
doing this, guys.
You should
I appreciate it.
Don't do it, bro. His ass gonna throw up. I know it
No,
is.
just don't swallow your spit.
I'm gonna eat it. Oh.
He will do it by accident. I swear to God.
People swallow their spit.
That's what happened to me the first time. I got sick for like 3 hours. It was so fucking horrible. All right, bro.
Is your ringtone literally like someone's calling you?
Yes.
Like,
Wow,
Sad.
that's confusing.
you know, like the
Right?
stock ringtone, the one that comes on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the
Is
stuff.
that actually your accent?
He's actually Australian.
I'm actually from Australia. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I've just been talking with an American accent
I was
for no reason. Just cause,
No reason at all.
no reason.
I'll let you throw me on a Barbie anytime.
Anytime.
I'll get my shrimp on the bob.
I'll show you my
I'll
saltwater.
show you my shrimp on the barbie.
I'll show you my saltwater crocodile.
Oh.
You
How did they throw it?
You can pet it if you like.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for coming over, Logan.
Oh yeah.
It's
I'll
scary.
burn you.
Oh, I dropped ash on my
I'll have to
penis.
come out. Ashley penis.
Ashy penis.
0.
Got an ashy
Nice to meet
penis. Yeah, man.
We'll have to chill out again for sure.
Yeah. What are y'all doing this weekend?
What are we doing
Probably
this
a
weekend?
cook. Yeah, what was it?
Cook out
time?
something.
I have off this weekend. So.
If you want to chill, we can send you an addy.
We could all trip acid.
I don't have money for acid, but if you would like to supply acid, I will trip on acid.
I might take
We'll
up
see.
on that.
We're still live.
All right, guys.
We're not witnesses or anything.
Well,
All right, guys. Well, I think we just lost all our privileges.
Yeah.
So at that point, fuck you, Joe. Cool.
Everybody.
And on that note,
on that note,
with Logan's
brother,
ass right in the camera.
Brother Lance
I'm just kidding. We don't
watched
get
this
acid.
Nah, what's that? Battery acid.
Yeah, man. Getting high on
Love
batteries.
you, man.
Love you, bro.
Damn right. Don't fucking forget it.
Always. Fly straight, dude.
Fly straight.
Fly straight. Fly cricket.
Fly
true.
sideways.
Gay man in a plane.
Oh shit.
Like Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Fly Kirby. Just
Logan's giving us a great ass shot, like right in front of the
That's
camera.
that money shot right there. This is what the viewers come for.
Drop it, Logan.
I
Yeah.
Twerk, bro.
That's that money.
Oh, that's
an
funny
ass
as
to
hell.
work, first of all.
Hey, I don't have an ass and I'll still pop it.
Okay.
My neighbors are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're
Oh
Neighbors
god,
are
I'm
scared,
popping
man.
this pussy.
I wonder if they've listened to the whole stream.
Oh my god.
Well, they can definitely hear us with the door open.
No, it's screen door. Alright, guys. Well,
Later.
appreciate you coming
Adios,
over.
peace.
Definitely doing this again, though.
Alright, jeez.
10 out.
Alright, jeez.
I actually bring some shit. Dude.
Yeah, Jace.
Yeah, but
Do it, Jace.
Jace.
Jace. Yes,
Alright.
Jace.
His name's called
Jace.
Dopey all the fucking time. Because
What's
all the
Jason,
time-
Jace.
Jace.
Jason, Macy,
Juicy J.
Kiana. It's all the same.
Juicy
And
Jace.
sometimes it's Casey on weekends.
Sometimes on weekends it's Casey.
Whatever personality of the wig I'm wearing that night, it just all depends on you, baby.
You just like split.
Mohawk it.
Alright, guys. Later.
You guys want to talk about anything else?
I've talked for. I feel tired of talking.
I don't have anything else to say.
My jaw's weak.
Any closing remarks, David?
Nothing comes to mind.
Alright, I guess we're done then. We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yes.
So, everyone have a good night.
Bye, guys.